Welcome, revolutionaries, to another video, and this one is another exciting one. Now, of course, I asked you guys to reach out through Instagram or leave comments. Spread the video, spread awareness, because that's the only way we're gonna that's a good way we're gonna try to stop this corruption. So that one teacher I was talking to is telling me how that school is not a real school. It's fake. They're falsifying grades. They're not disciplining their students, not holding their students accountable. And it's gonna bite them. It's gonna bite them in the butt in the future. Because I'm gonna just tell you a secret. He was telling me that school might close down because the test scores are so low. And why is that? Why do you think the test scores are so low? Because you've been falsifying grades for so long. And then expect the students to learn when you don't want to teach them because you just want to get money. You're too lazy. And the teachers that do want to teach them, you throw them away. What do you think was going to happen? You actually, this is a message for the school. You actually think you guys are going to stay open? No, you're not. Because you guys are not going to get the test scores because you don't keep the teachers that want to teach them. And when the teachers tell them what the issues are, you just throw them away. And you keep falsifying the grades. Like, come on. If the students know that they can pass a class because the administration is letting them pass a class even though they're not there, why do they have to do work? Because they're going to pass anyway. Back then, like last year, he was telling me that a student could pass a class with a 23%. They got rid of that this year. Now it's a 43%, which is still really low. But not only that, the school does not accept any late work. Well, no, let me explain. The school does accept late work without any penalty. So the students could just turn in work whenever. It's really bad. Like, some students have been contacting me showing the type of work they're giving them. And the work has the answers on them and is basically writing them down. I'm going to show you examples of these type of works. Like the first one is a math assignment. And then that math assignment has the answers in the bottom. And then he wants to turn that in. How are the students going to learn if the answer's already there? You guys are just giving them the grades. And then for the music class, the substitute is giving them, well, not the substitute, the administration is giving them work, and it's basically telling them how to write the essay. I'll show you the example right now. In college, you're not going to do that. This is high school. This is not middle school. This is not elementary. Students should already know how to write their essays. You don't have to write it for them. And then that assignment they gave them, that assignment is supposed to make them automatically pass the class because they fired that teacher. They fired that teacher like close to the end of the year. And that's why they fired him, because that teacher always made if the students didn't do the work, he'd fail them. He did not give them the grades. If you didn't do your work, you fail them. Like, that's all you have to do. But the administration kept telling them, you gotta go contact the parents. Why are these students not passing the class? Like, why do you think they're not doing the work? Like, how is the teacher gonna force them to do the work? You want them to grab their hand and start writing on the paper and start force them to play the piano? No, that's the students. And you know why the students don't want to do the work? Because you make these rules. You make these rules that they don't have to turn it in on time, and you always like baby them, saying that let me show you how to write this essay. Like, come on, if they do that, then they know they don't have to do the work when they're supposed to do the work. And then you blame the teacher. Like, whose fault is it? It's your fault. I'm telling you, it's your fault. Why do you keep doing this? And then you wonder why you guys don't have good test scores, state test scores. You can falsify the grades all you want, but you can't falsify the state tests. And that's why you guys are failing. That's why you guys are gonna close down. Like, it doesn't matter time at this point. No matter what you do, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna close down. So I want your parents to see this. This is the type of work that this school is giving to your students. You think that's what that the colleges are gonna do? You're gonna give them answers at the bottom? You think colleges are gonna do like this whole framing the sentence because they don't want to teach your students how to write their own essays? They're not gonna do that. So when they do go to college, they're not gonna know what to do, and they're just gonna fail out. That's what's gonna happen. So I want you to share this video. I want the whole school board to see this type of work. You know what they do? This is another thing they do. At the last semester, they say, any work that you do is optional. Actually, all these assignments right here, all these assignments that I showed you are optional. That means that if you do them, they bring up your grade. But if you don't do them, it doesn't hurt your grade at all. So let's pay attention to Exhibit A. This is actual work from the school. Like, a student was able to contact me and send me this type of work they're giving the kids. So pay attention. So what we have here, it says write an equation showing area of products equal to area and sum. And under that we have multiply. That's the work. And then if you scroll down lower, you can see the answers on the bottom. This is the work they're giving the students. All they want the students to do is fill out on another sheet of paper the answers. And they have it down there. Like, does it say show your work? No. The student said there was an instruction of showing your work. So they just want the students to write down the answers, which is on the paper, so they could pass the class. This is actual work from the student, and this has to stop. This is crazy. And like I said, this was optional. So the students who are failing, if they do this, then they automatically go to pass the class. So the administration is giving them that grade, and they're not going to learn that math. This is exactly what is happening in that school. And this is money laundering. They're falsifying your grades so they can have a paycheck. And the school board needs to hear about this. The parents need to know about this. Because this is why your students are not going to succeed in college. Okay, let's look at Exhibit 2. This is the music journal entry. And if we start here, you have the name, the date. And this is the same school, and this work was given to the class of my music teacher friend. Now, it starts off by saying song title by... which isn't too bad, standard stuff. And the song is an example of which style, also not too bad. But then here's where it starts getting iffy. My first response to the recording was, and then they can answer that. And then because, you're basically writing the essay for them at this point. The instruments I hear are, the students should be able to write their own essays. And you're over here framing it, so all I have to do is just answer simple questions. This is high school. In college, their essays are not going to be like that. It's not going to be framed up like that. You're basically writing it for them. And then after listening to the recording, circle 1. Love it, like it, don't like it. I want to listen again. And then because, again, they have to do this. They have to go through this process again in their mind by themselves. You can't do this. And then look, free write reflections. Is it really free write? It's not free write because you're laying it down here. Let me read it. Here are some ideas for reflection. Does this song make you think of a time of your life, a specific person, another song? Does this song make you feel something? Have you heard this song before or know something about it or the artist that you'd like to share? A section for you is for you to reflect on any thoughts or connections you may have with this song being played and whatever it makes you think of. You basically laid it out for them. If you wanted to write an essay, you just give them a rubric like every other school does and tell them what you're looking for. Don't frame it for them and then have them just fill in the blanks because you just basically made an essay, fill in the blank. And this is also goes for the same thing, that this is optional. So if the students do this, which is part of the students that are failing, all they have to do is do this and they'll pass the class. And do you really think that this shows the mastery of music, of content understanding in music? You think if you're going to be a music major, this will show them that you know what music is? No, it doesn't. And this is how they're falsifying your students' grades. And it needs to stop. Try to heavily inflate the grades by doing this. Because they say a student has an F. Because when that teacher was teaching, there were some students with really low grades. And they'd have a 23%, like I said. That assignment automatically is going to make them pass. And the students who are already barely passing with C's are just going to be sitting there. And then they're going to be like, oh, make sure the students have something to do. Why would the students do something when it's optional? You're going to make it that whole week optional. No other school does that where the work is optional. And then you're gonna say, oh, it's your job to make sure the students are on task to do their work. Why would the student do their work if they don't get penalized for late work? And you make the work optional because you're trying to baby the people who are failing, and you don't want to, give them the tough love, because if they fail and they see oh, this guy is serious, if I don't do this, I'm gonna fail, then they're gonna have to step it up. You don't want them to step up. You want them to just coast off and just wait for you to help them out so you could get your paycheck. You don't want them to be ready for college. So you just want them out of your doors, get the money, and then they have to fend for themselves. That's what you guys want. And how do you guys do that? How do you guys not have pride in your school, pride in your students? That teacher had pride in music, and he wasn't gonna throw his music class away because you wanted his class to be some participation reward type stuff. No. And that's why they probably got rid of him. They got rid of him because he didn't baby his students. If they didn't do their work, he failed them. Oh yeah, there's one story. Let me just tell you this real story. Student did not show up the whole semester. This is what the guy told me. And then the administration contacting him saying, oh, why isn't the student passing your class? And this is like the last 2 weeks of the semester. It was, why do you think? Because he didn't do his work and he was absent this whole semester. And then they were like, oh, just give him the work. And then we could just give me the work. And then we could turn it into you and you could grade it. And then I didn't even see the student at all that day. Well, he didn't even see the student at all that day. And then they come back like in one period with all the tests done and say, oh, no, you have to grade it. Who does that? Why are you doing this to the student? He's absent. Just fail that dude. Why are you like giving this guy the chance to pass the class when he wasn't even there? Does that make sense? How is he gonna know what music is in one day, in that one period? They wanted that teacher to pass that student. It's so crazy. Please, the school board, please, parents. Look, I want you guys to see this. This is bad. This is really bad. And I'm telling you, we're here. The revolution is here. We are omnipotent, omnipresent. We have eyes everywhere. We'll see everything you guys are doing it, and I will say it on these videos. So share it, because I'm the voice, and you guys are my eyes and ears. And you know, we're not gonna let any stone unturned. So yes, keep the revolution alive. See you in the next video.